Alrighty, so we're finally going to do this watch teardown. As you guys know, if you've seen my other video, I made this alarm watch. You just set the time, and then when it goes off, it wakes you up quieter than a full-on alarm by using a servo to just touch you through that little hole. The problem, this worked really well for a number of weeks. I think it was like 2-3 weeks, something like that. And then the on switch, it's like right oh yeah, actually the on switch that is right here got kind of pushed down into the hole, and it's like broken loose. It was held in by 2 screws, and it's now broken. So I wanted to do a quick repair on it. I think that we can start by getting rid of this tape that was just kind of there temporarily, and then it just kind of stayed. So just a little demo of the outside of the case. I just glued this strap that I found in my closet. I don't even know what I think I got it from like a keyboard or something. It works well as like a wrist Velcro. We've got where's my screwdriver? Here we go. We've got the power switch here, the spot where the servo comes through here, and then on the side here we've got the light that is like an indicator light. It lets you know what's going on and where the programming's set. This is a little button, just a little clicky button to input the time into the system. And then I have a charging port that plugs into the charging board, and that goes straight to the battery. So that way I can handle making it actually charge correctly, but I can also make sure that it doesn't combust into flames when something goes wrong. I don't want to like overcharge it or over discharge it. And then I only held it on with 2 screws, but I learned that was a mistake afterwards because we have this bowing. I should have made it where it had room for wires, but also that it had 4 screws. So now that you guys have seen the outside of the build, I'm going to talk about what we're going to do inside once we're in there. So I'm basically going to take it apart, and I'm going to try to show you roughly what each component's doing. And then I think I'm just going to super glue in that button back in place, and then I'm going to put it all back together, and then we'll see if it works. I don't even know if it has battery power. It's been uncharged for quite a while. Okay, so let's get started with the actual teardown. I just realized I'm like slouching a lot. Whatever, I'll just have to sit up now. Okay. So I literally just made these screwed directly into the plastic, so hopefully they come out and go back in like pretty well. Okay, so that one's off already. And the first thing that we're going to see in here is I designed a case to hold the battery in place, so that then I could have originally it was so that I could have it was a way that I could have it was a way that I could have the ability to just put prongs that touch the battery terminals, and I finally ended up just giving up and soldering to it. So now here we've got the inside of here. You can see it's a mess. This is the reason why it doesn't all go back together very well. And so I think we're just going to gently pop the battery out of here. I know it's all very interconnected, so I don't want to mess with it too far. I basically just want to do the bare minimum. Yeah, so as you can see, the battery is inside this little green box, and that's where I had some terminals that I was trying to do. But then in order to like insert them in, I had to like heat up the plastic so that they would like, I was trying to make it mold to it correctly, but instead I ended up just melting it to the point where it wouldn't work anymore. So I finally just soldered to the terminals. It should be like right underneath there. So we're going to just gently extend the cables that are connected to the charging board there. So we've got the battery. It's something like 1500 milliamps. It's supposed to basically just power everything. Then we've got the charging board. It's the one that's responsible for keeping everything from lighting on fire. That's my usual thing that I like. And then here is a haphazard capacitor setup. When you run the servo off of the charge pump, because it has to jump the voltage from 3.3 to 5, it like will drop out on amps or something like that, and it'll brown out and cause the whole board to shut down and then restart. And so that means you can't run the servo at all, or else it just breaks. So I added the capacitors to kind of give it a little bit of a buffer. I also solved that by just making the servo move slower. So now we're going to try to get these capacitors and stuff out, because I think the switch is right under here. Yeah. So the switch is right underneath the capacitors. So as you can see as well, there's the servo here. And then underneath this board is the actual Arduino that's the brains of the whole operation. And then you also can see that here's the switch and the LED. It's very haphazard, very clunky. I have probably too thick of wires. I didn't design for wire, I didn't design around wires again. It's like the worst. I'm the worst at it. I really just need to figure out better ways of managing it. All right, let me try to get this out of here without shorting something. I think the whole thing will come out. Oh, but so is the sorry about not being on camera as much as I'd like. I'm not very experienced at this. I'm a little bit new. Okay, so now you can see in there the blob of glue back there. This is the reason why it broke. I screwed the pieces in as best I could, and then I had to glue them otherwise. So they obviously did not stay, because hot glue falls off immediately. And you can actually see kind of where the screw has been stripped or something down in there. Actually, no, you can't see it. Well. So you can see just through there, that's the Arduino. I have the leads all cut down except for the ones I needed, and I bent them so that they would kind of create like a channel in the middle there. And then everything can kind of route through the middle of the Arduino. Next time I'd probably do something different, because it was quite difficult to solder to that. So let's see, we just want to get it as far in there as possible. It's not wanting to cooperate. Yeah, I don't even know. That screw looks like completely broken or something. I don't know what I did to it. Trying to undo this screw, I guess. Well, it didn't really want to come out. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to do the jank. Every one of my projects, I start off with like screws and like all these spots where stuff's supposed to clip together, and in the end I just end up super gluing it because hot glue is just not good enough. So here we are. Here's my little thing of super glue. Let's hope we don't ruin everything. I think if we just dab it right down in the center there. Gosh, this is impossible to record and get down in there. Alright, and then now we need to put the glue back in the thing and then push down on this firmly. And actually, I think I can even just use my fingers. Oh gosh. I need like tweezers or something. Let's try to use these clips. I'm just trying to like adjust it so it's more centered, because when it's centered, it's easier to actually use, like in the morning. And it's not really, I think it just naturally wants to go that direction. I'm trying to just set it up so that I can actually show the inside of this box without it being so in the way. Alright, so now that we've glued it, I'm hoping that I can actually get up in there and like do some last minute changes before it's stuck like that. Come on. I think that it's probably good. That actually was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. I honestly thought I'd be here for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I guess I forgot that as I work on projects, they just probably are going to get more and more complex. So like I was thinking that this one was like way more complex than it actually is, but this one's actually not crazy right now. I guess it's because I remember like when I was putting it together, it was a nightmare to get everything to conform. We might end up spending like the second half of the video trying to get all my stuff to go back together. I think that as long as I let it dry now, it should kind of just work. Let's see if it can be moved with my... There we go. Oh, it's a little stiff. I hope I didn't ruin it. Oh, no, there we go. Oh, and actually, it's totally turning on. Where's the... there we go. Look. So it works, at least, while we're doing this. I didn't know it had any charge. Oh, no, it's a little hard to... I shouldn't have messed with it. Shit. Oops. I think I shorted something while I was doing that, but hopefully it didn't break anything. Alright. So let me... Here, I'm just gonna tilt this since you can't fucking see it anymore. Alright, I think it's still... It needs glued again. God, come on. Oh gosh. So now it's come undone. Wonderful. This is like my least favorite part of super glue. Is literally just that it like dries fast and you're like, oh cool, I think we're done. And then unless you cure it for like 24 hours, it's like not actually done. It fakes you out, man. Makes you think that it's like freaking done. Okay. I'm gonna try and apply some more super glue. Hopefully it doesn't get in the stuff this time. I think I'm going to tilt it on its side so it doesn't get up in there. Now we're going to push. What the hell is going on with this? Oh no, I broke it. Fuck, man. This is gonna be stupid to edit, because like this is going so much weirder than I thought it would. And now that I think about it, it's not even turning on anymore, so I think I broke it. Fuck. Alright, I think I might have actually fixed it. It's turning on now. And it looks like it's just sticking in one direction. So I think I'm going to put it in the other direction. It's glued now. It should hopefully stay this time. It's like very stiff to move now though, so that's kind of unfortunate. Well, we're gonna see. This is why you don't use super glue ever, dude. I'm gonna try to get myself some thicker super glue as well. That way I can stop having issues like this where it runs into whatever I'm trying to fix. I've had it happen multiple times now where it runs into something and it just like ruins the project. Because I had it happen with a button, for instance. Like, I super glued it because the hot glue wasn't working, and then once I was finished super gluing, the stupid button wouldn't work anymore. So, I mean, I guess, oh, and I thought I was pushing hard enough, but I wasn't, so it just broke again. Let me get it back on there. I'm gonna hit with one more dab of super glue, and I'm gonna stop touching it because I keep freaking breaking it every time I touch it. It's rough when you're messing with the power switch and stuff like this happens because it's the one switch I'm not supposed to be messing with. Yeah, this thing's gonna be frozen solid by the time it's done drying, man. Because it's fighting me so hard. And it's getting worse as time goes. Alrighty, well... I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to replace if I do end up having to replace it. It just sucks because then I might ruin it with the super glue again. Well, we're going to hit with one more dab of super glue and then we're going to be done. And I will check on it tomorrow and show you once I get home from work. Alright. Super glue done. Now I need to press firmly. And we're actually going to set it for a really long time away. So now... Okay. So there we go. Should be set for like... Yeah, okay, so it's set for 11:55 p.m. and then the current time right now for it is midnight. So that way, that should help. It can stay on. It might even die, I don't know. I don't know how much battery it actually has. But that should hopefully help it dry. And the problem that I was having, in case you didn't catch it, is I have to super glue this edge. Right here, just this edge. But the problem is that it keeps, like so I try to super glue it and then it seeps down into here and makes the switch freeze because I don't have thicker super glue yet. So my goal is I just super glued it one last time. I'm not going to mess with it. In fact, I'm even just going to push down firmly again just for a second to try to get it to stick really good. And then now I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to leave it open overnight, and then tomorrow I will do the exact same thing, and I will be back to the video. Hopefully it'll just be solid and we can be done. If not, I don't know what to do. If the switch is frozen, then I guess I'm gonna have to replace the switch. It's such a pain because that much maintenance makes me just want to work on a Mark II, even though it's not my highest priority at the moment. So I'm gonna put this screw in here, and then I will see you guys in a minute when I check on it tomorrow. Alrighty, so we have a problem. So we did the whole super glue fix yesterday, and like every single time I use super glue, now I've got this switch. Now I've got this switch. I glued the other side of it, and the super glue leaked through, and you cannot get the switch to move. So I think we're gonna pop it through. We're gonna pop it through, and we're gonna replace it, I guess. So step one for me is I'm gonna have to get this screw out. I didn't want to have to mess with this. I really hoped that the stupid super glue would just freaking work, but every single time I mess with super glue, especially lately, it's just a disaster. Like, I need to find a better gluing solution. And of course, the screw doesn't want to come out. Why would it want to come out? I guess maybe it's because the screw's not turning. Well, maybe I won't do that then. Let's try to get a different screw or a different little attachment here and see if that helps. Where's that? Okay. Gosh. Well, never mind. That screw is just super stripped. It's not ever going to come out. Well, then we're going to try to break it through, and if it doesn't work, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm causing the whole case to want to break doing this. Alrighty, well, I do not know. Alright, so this isn't... I don't think this is working, so I think this project's just ruined. I think I'm going to have to restart or something, because it will not come through. And I need it to get punched all the way through, or else it's not going to work. We're making some progress, but it's not really going the way I want it to still. Of course, I broke the case a little bit. What else would I do? We're going to try a new strat. I'm going to try to get these guys in there. Oh, alright. I think we made some headway. jeez. I just want this over with. God dang it. This literally shouldn't be this hard. I don't understand. So I think I'm going to end up unscrewing this screw with the wire cutters. And then once I have that, I should be able to kind of peel it up. It might take some of the plastic, but at this point I really don't care, because I'm just going to dab very tiny bits of super glue to a new switch and put it in there. Killing my hand, dude. Take a break, dude. My wrists are too weak for that. Great. I'm breaking the case even further. Finally. Alright. So we got the switch out. And yeah, it is indeed glued solid. Yeah, I can't even get it with a good amount of force. To be fair, I'm trying not to rip apart the Arduino by accident. So, okay, so now that the whole first part of the project hasn't gone to plan at all, we're going to move to the next step, which is the soldering iron. So let's get this heating up. We'll get it heating up, and then we need to probably get all of our stuff. I don't know if we have the available space for that. I think what I'm going to try to do, I had some C-clamps I've been using, but I think that if I just kind of be careful with it, it should be okay. Alright. Got me some of this. I'm hoping this will be good enough. Pretty good. Perfect. That was wonderful. Okay. That soldering never goes that well for me, so that's insane. Alright. And I actually think that I want the switch to be the opposite way around. I guess that was one thing that was a bummer when I made it the first time. So now that I'm putting it back together, I can switch them, and that should be better for me. So let's see. If it was plugged in, this was on. So now I want this to be on, right? Wait. This was on, and it was in there like this. So I want it to be the other way around. So I need the other two. You know what? I'm actually not going to mess with it. I'm going to do exactly the same so that way I don't have any sort of mess ups. So. Alrighty. So I think if I just make this lightly warm, it should go in. Should just go in. Okay, well, I got the one on. Oops. Melting some insulation while I'm at it. Okay, wait. Hey, let's go. Alright. So I just need to add a tiny bit of solder to each one. Okay, I mean, good enough. think that's all I need, so I'm going to shut this off. Alright, so now that that's soldered, I want to make sure it's good, looks good, so now I'm going to snip it. Alrighty, so now it should work. And so now we're going to not make the mistake that we did last time, and we're going to just put tiny little drops of super glue. Just little guys. Oh God. You think that I don't learn my lesson, honestly. But I think if I just add just the tiniest little drops over here on the edge, that it will hold pretty sturdy, but shouldn't get in the button, hopefully. Right. Now that I've tipped the whole dang thing over, let's hope that I can just kind of pop it right back into place. Like it's nothing. I'm hoping that this all goes back together fine. I'm worried that I'm going to put it back together and then something will be shorted and it won't work anymore. That's how this kind of stuff always goes. It's like, you think it's just like a simple little change and then you find out it takes you 9 years to implement it. Between the 19 fails and the taking 30 years to get to it. I'm actually going to attempt to add just a tiny bit of super glue in the middle, but I really don't want a lot. Oh, that might have been too much. Okay, done. Okay, I will be back in a little while when this is done drying. And then that should hopefully be the last part. Hopefully. Okay. So all we have to do now is put it back together. I was testing it off camera a little bit, and it looks like the switch does indeed work. I'm a little bit scared to put any big pressure behind it, but I can always do modifications to it after the fact. So now, the only thing left to do is to put it back together. And the real key is to put it back together without breaking anything. I already think I might have. I don't know. Fucking hell. Dude, why? None of this can ever be just easy. Alrighty, so now that the stupid switch is fixed correctly, I managed to break some leads on the capacitor situation. So now I'm going to hurry and try to just reflow these joints, and I'm hoping that that will solve the problem without having to do 8 billion years worth of work. Because I'm not really in the mood to do 8 billion years worth of work today. Alright, so let's see if I can just... I'm going to try to make these things be separated a little bit more. Without breaking anything else. Okay, so that should help, I think. Gosh, this thing just will not cooperate. Is it twisted? Is that how it got broken to begin with? I'm trying to decide whether I want to put it underneath this wire or over the wire. Oh boy. Okay, so if you can see where it's busted right in this gap here. So I'm going to try to just put some pressure on them so that they want to stay together. And then just very gently get in here with the soldering iron and reflow it. Okay, I mean it's not the best thing in the world, but it's together now, so it's an improvement on what it was. Okay. So now, assuming that I haven't shorted anything further, all else that I need to do is just put it back together. So let's get to that step. Stop. Okay, we're good. I thought we were good. This fucking gnat's pissing me off. Okay, so step one is we're going to put these capacitors back above here. I think we're basically just going to put the capacitors down, and then I'm going to try to plop the battery on top, and then we'll see how good it can close. This was the problem I had before anyway, so it's not like it's anything new. Alright, I think we're just going to set the lid on top and see how screwed in we can get it. Oh, that's not going to be very screwed in at all. I'm just going to try to squish it without shorting it. Alrighty. It's as squished as I feel comfortable with, so now I'm just going to screw it together. Alrighty. And then we need to just do this other screw. And if you guys have really been watching all the way through this, you know that at the beginning, you know, the case lid already wasn't really great to begin with. So for this prototype to just work again, it to be a little bit worse is not too big of a deal. Like that's bad, but it's fine. It already has some problems. This is definitely just a prototype. I'm thinking about making it so, and I actually got the idea. I don't think I have it around here, but I had to wear a wrist brace because this wrist is really weak, and I was thinking like a wrist brace, it's already like kind of stable, like you can sleep with it on, it's not a problem. I was thinking that if I could basically get a wrist brace frame and find some way to stitch like little pockets to hold all the components, I could basically make it'll feel just like a normal wrist brace. And all you have to do, you flip a switch and you set the time, and then after that, all you got to do is wait. And then it, when the alarm goes off, it's just a servo like mounted to the fabric. So that way it's like a gauntlet, as opposed to like a big bulky, like, because I can't make something really much smaller than this, like all in one unit. I don't have the components, and I don't have the skill and experience. But I was thinking if I spread out all the components, you know, on an area like this big, it can be a lot flatter because there's more surface area. So I guess look forward to that, but that's not anywhere near my top priorities. If I can get this thing to work, then I'm good. I don't even need to mess with it anymore. So yeah, I think I might put a clip of it working again when I get it charged up. But other than that, I think that's it. So, I mean, I know this is probably a bit of a dry video, but if you're the type to want to sit through it, then, you know, if you liked it, subscribe, maybe drop a like or whatever. I'll make more stuff like this in the future, but I'm doing some plans where I would like to just stream. This would be much better for streaming anyway, especially if I can have some cool stuff going on, or, you know, do like 15-20 minutes of this and then go switch and play like a game or something. That way it's more entertaining. But yeah, so yeah, so I mean, you should see it working, and then yeah, I'll see you next time. Hey, there it is. It works. I fixed it. And now I should be able to just hit the switch, and now it's off. Hit the switch again and make it reset, and then shut it off. And now it's all good.